A recordar los oficiales que han sacrificado sus vidas durante mayo 16 hasta el mayo 20. En Houston hemos perdido 113 oficiales. El primero fue en 1860 y el último fue el año pasado. El lunes, mayo 16, en el Hyatt Regency, tenemos la ceremonia de premiaciones. El mayo 18, aquí en Travis, vamos a tener la ceremonia de día de oración. Y el viernes, mayo 20, a las 7 de la noche, 2400 Memorial Drive, tenemos una procesión de oficiales de policía. Después tenemos una vigilia con velas y también una llamada de oficiales fallecidos. Esto es importante no solamente por la familia de estos oficiales que han fallecidos, pero también para los oficiales que trabajan todos los días y hacen todo lo posible para tener esta ciudad segura. Gracias. Now I'll open it up to questions.
How's the search for a new police chief is coming? And rumor has it that the Austin police chief is like top of the list.
I have no idea. Okay. I have no idea.
Mayor Turner has mentioned that in his budget plan there will be more officers on the street in addition to the fifth class. Could you tell us how many more officers and how that's going to be done?
As I stated earlier, he is giving us, the budget pass. We're going to be having 5 additional cadet classes. And looking at the numbers, if everything stays the way it is in terms of retirements, we're looking at 100 officers at the end of this year. This fiscal year, we're looking at an additional 100 officers if we continue with the 5 classes at the end of 2018. So that will be approximately 200 officers more than I currently have.
Chief, this week Judge Emmett said he wants to work on a plan to, in a manner of speaking, reinforce barricades at underpasses and intersections that are prone to flooding, to, just plainly speaking, have manpower at the ones that are most notorious, if you will. I wanted to know if HPD would be participating in that, and
Well, we've been participating. We normally have a list of these locations that flood very easily, especially the underpasses. We work with Public Works in putting up the barricades. They're looking at signage, from what I understand, blinking red lights or some form of signage in addition to the barricades. And we normally, on some of these locations, we normally send out the mobility response team to conduct, traffic control. But as in all floods, what happened on this one is there were some locations we didn't expect to flood. So that is constantly evolving and changing. And that's why we're looking at educating the public in terms of what to do and what not to do. And I think people panic and don't, they get very afraid. And I think if we can get some of this information out, hopefully, folks will have a better idea of what to do if they find themselves in this situation.
Could you respond to me to that question in Spanish, how the agencies are working together?
Can I get with you right after?
Sure.
So that I can...
Chief, what are your thoughts on the prospect of Uber leaving Houston? Elsewhere, it's been, at the very least, linked to a reduction in DWIs, or at least discouraging drinking and driving. Your thoughts?
My personal opinion is, business is good for the city. I have not personally been involved with the discussions in terms of the discussions that they've been having with the mayor and I believe ARA. So it would be inappropriate for me to respond to items that I don't know everything about. But based on what the mayor said yesterday, I don't disagree with Uber following the regulations and the policies that are set forth in the city.
There's no mystery. Houston-Harris County has a long-standing issue with drinking and driving in terms of fatalities in particular. Is it, set aside the criminal background check issue, do you believe it's important or is a good thing to reduce those folks who have too many and
We're always getting that message across, is don't drink and drive. don't put yourself in a position where you're that intoxicated, and if you are, have a friend or somebody responsible that can take care of you. But yes, take a cab, use whatever modes of transportation, but don't drive.
The mayor spoke about background checks with Uber yesterday. Is your department, have you investigated complaints about Uber drivers breaking the law, whether it be assaults? Can you talk about that?
I have not been involved with the conversations with Uber. So I will, whatever policies, procedures, regulations that come into place, we will follow those.
But have there been investigations into Uber drivers from what you know?
I only know of one case. I don't know of any more cases. Thank you.